Welcome back. We want to do eighth grade, and we're talking about Unit 6, which deals with bivariate data. So let me pull my screen up, and we'll show you what we're doing. Okay. I'm assuming now you can see the home screen for the Canvas course for secondary math, of course, the eighth grade. And Unit 6 falls in quarter two. Pulling up the slides. And waiting patiently. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and view this as a slideshow. Okay, there you see it. Grade 8, Unit 6 overview on bivariate data. There are only three TEKs in this particular unit. It's a short unit, 85D, which is a readiness standard predicting values from scatter plots using trendline data. 85C, a supporting TEK, associations, linear, nonlinear, positive, negative, and no relationship. And 811A, which is constructing scatter plot and observing data. Unpacking the TEKs, you can reference the TRS guide. Uh, Hopefully you've been utilizing that to help you out. 85D, the things that kids are going to need to know knowledge-wise. What's a trend line? What does it mean to be a linear relationship? What does it mean to be bivariate data? The skills, of course, are using the trend line, the line of best fit, to make predictions. And the conceptual understanding is using a scatter plot, determine the line of best fit to make predictions concerning the data. 85, excuse me, there we go. So here's an example of the 2023 question that was asked on the STAR. Um, and you can see that B was the most common misconception in this one, using a scatter plot to make a prediction for the number of servings. Also 2023 question 28. I have not added 2024 yet, but I will as soon as it's available. 85C, the supporting standard, is contrasting bivariate data that suggests a linear relationship with bivariate sets of data that do not suggest linear relationships from graphical representations. You can see the common misconception on this one is D, which scatter plot does not suggest a linear relationship. And folks look at D. Taking us further. 2024, as soon as it's released, I will put that in the slide deck as well. 811A, constructing a scatter plot, describe the observed data to address questions such as linear, nonlinear, no association. You can even get into talking about positive relationships and negative relationships as well. You can see 2022 was the last time this was tested on the STAR. Again, I'll add the 2024 data, but you can see the problem there. I'll let you read through those. So how have we done on this? It hasn't been heavily tested. Um, the biggest one, of course, is the 85D, the readiness. And you can see a little bit of an alarming concern. Our STAR data went from 71 down to 57. That was 71 was in 2022, 2023, 57, and 2024, 45. So we're declining on performance there. That's a little bit of a concern. We need to reverse that trend. Vocabulary, again, I'll let you read through this, but some of the keywords that I've already thrown out to you: bivariate data, graphs, linear relationships, scatter plots, so forth. Common misconceptions. Uh, Very common when kids are doing graphing that they'll flip-flop the X and Y coordinates and use YX as the ordered pair instead of XY. Again, you can read all of these things to kind of make some things to look for with your kids going into the unit. Vertical alignment doesn't really pair with anything sixth and seventh grade. However, 811A, which is supporting constructing the scatter plot and describing the data, does work hand in hand with 59B, which is representing discrete paired data on a scatter plot. The unit's short. So 85D, the readiness teak is 3 days, 5C is 1 day, 11A is 1 day. Then there's a mixed practice day. And again, this falls at the time where midterm assessment, um, we haven't been given a lot of direction on assessment yet for 24, 25, but this falls when that would also fall. So I did list it just so you're aware. Instructional strategies. This is kind of a fun one to teach. A lot of Desmos curriculum, but there also are some opportunities for you to do building thinking classrooms as far as curricular tasks with your kids. So, and hopefully you're far enough into the year now that your kids feel comfortable getting up and doing some things that requires them to kind of do the thinking work in the classroom. Language supports, you can see 3 question stems that we've listed there. Scatter plots, linear, and the association. Resource. I chose to focus on Desmos because we are heavily into that this unit. Desmos is great for graphing, but I also wanted to do the Desmos practice because this is one that I think you have the capability of utilizing as a building thinking classrooms. In other words, you would begin with your non-curricular thinking task, and then you could utilize some of the resources that are available here that you can see to be able to set up a building thinking classrooms with a series of tasks. So got a scavenger hunt sheet available in here. Um, Again, some unique opportunities here for you to do things a little bit differently with your kids. And it's kind of a good unit to do that in. There are task cards that go with those, the scavenger hunt cards. I see that copy didn't come through real well, but all of this is in your Desmos practice that we've set up for you. So I'm not going to bother signing in right now, but you can see that you have those accounts and you can get in and work that yourself. So, okay, moving onward. Intervention, there isn't an acceleration or enrichment. Again, it involves using Desmos and finding associations. That's the 85D, which is your readiness teak, November 7, 8, and 11. You can see the calendar is listed there. We start this with the 4th, we have the interim assessment placeholder, which is really your midterm. Then we have election day. Then you start the unit on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and the 11th when you come back. Heavy into 85D, the readiness teak. 811A is the first one, just kind of constructing scatter plots because so much is built after those scatter plots as far as analyzing. 85C, then the association, and mixed practice. We do not have a unit assessment necessarily with Unit 6, just again because it is kind of a short unit. And then, of course, you know that we're available for any consultation or help along the way. Any one of us 3 are versed enough that we could be some strength, or we can call upon the other one if we need to. So that's Unit 6. Good luck with that, and we'll see you for Unit 7.